Before this lesson, when I got into the bunker, I was quite scared. I didn't know what was going to happen as soon as I got in the bunker. My old swing, the ball could go long, and just knowing this, sometimes I would adapt and I would underhit it a little bit, but then that would drive it straight into the bunker lip. But now, after this lesson, I'm a lot more confident and I'm actually quite happy to get into the bunker because it's an opportunity for me to demonstrate my bunker skills. And I just know that my playing partners will be impressed because I think a lot of people have the perception that bunker shots are hard, and just any attempt to get the ball out of the bunker deserves a round of applause. But I'm here to tell you actually that bunker shots are way easier than you think. You just need the proper setup and the right swing thoughts. And in this lesson, you will learn both. And I actually get it down quite fast, and we're able to talk about a lot more topics such as how to get spin on the ball, what to do in different lies of the bunker, how to hit longer bunker shots, and so much more. So guys, I hope after this lesson, you will be experts in the bunker as well too. And guys, if you're new here, my name is Chonger. I'm an average golfer with the goal of trying to get to scratch. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, follow along on this journey with me as I document my weekly lessons, talk about different gear and gadgets that help me improve, and so much more. So I hope to see you guys along with me on this journey, and let's dive into this bunker lesson.
If you don't have the repetitions, if you don't just have hit a bunch of bunker shots, then just the recipe alone, like if I said to you, okay, Graham, here's the recipe to cook chicken cordon bleu. Here's the written down recipe. You've got it. Now just make us, for like 50 people, let's make a chicken cordon bleu. You're gonna kill somebody. Like it's really gonna not work out well because you just don't have the reps. You need to know like, oh man, that temperature burns it. Oh, this needs to cook more in the middle. Oh, I need to put less seasoning. Like you need to go through those things to like figure out where we're at out of the bunker. And that's just it is. We want to hit the bad ones, but we want to see like, is that a pattern that we can solve?
Yeah.
Or is it just like, I'm freaked out, I have no idea what I'm doing, I have no confidence here to get this thing out.
Yeah.
So let's just start by hitting some bunker shots,
Sure.
but with intention of getting it close to this first pin closest to us. Okay.
I think one thing that I have problems with, do you
Yeah.
want me to tell you or you want to just observe first?
Why don't you hit a couple?
Okay.
And you can just walk me through like, that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Or this is what I've been doing. But just give me kind of what's going on here on these little swings.
Okay. I think the new setup that I did last time with you, just kind of keep things a little bit more square, I think has made it a little better.
Sure.
At least.
Okay. And this is your 60, 58?
60.
60, great. So one, there's a lot of arm speed. The arms are moving a lot in your golf swing. And for a bunker shot of this distance, you probably want to engage smaller leverage, like hands and wrists a little bit more. So something that kind of looks like this could be more effective from this spot versus something that has me swinging my arms kind of wide around me. Okay. I don't know that we need all of that leverage and also all that distance away from the golf ball. You want to feel like your hands kind of stay relatively close to the ball where we're just kind of returning the club pretty quickly here. So less distance for the hands to travel, a little bit more wrist action. Good. Good. Still a little bit more driving the ball towards your target, and we want to kind of sit back and let this thing kind of climb up a little bit more.
I think that's the thing I was going to tell you about is because I think with the irons, one thing that we've been working on more is just like getting
the weight there,
getting the weight down, and obviously just focusing on good contact. And sometimes it involves like driving just to like, you know, get the club on the ball. But I think for obviously the bunker, that's kind of,
we still want the same thing. I'm going to take your spot just for a second.
Yeah.
We still want the same thing. I want my weight on the left side, leaning into it, but you have your ball very far up in your stance.
Yeah.
So you have this, you know, when it's way up there, you're going to have to leave the face really open, swipe underneath it. Your low point's going to probably be way behind. It's going to be hard to stay down long enough to go through the ball. So then you're going to effectively have to like slide to get up there. When you do that, you're now sliding as you go through and there's no rotation. You're going to just drive the ball out a little bit more. We want height and softness.
Yeah.
Let's keep this ball, you know, perpendicular to my target. I want the ball kind of like under my armpit. That's about as far forward as you should have it. So that's going to sit, for me, kind of inside my left heel. right? So I'm right on the ball there. This is going to be really easy for me to just get my low point behind the golf ball. The reason I want my armpit there and not my eyes is I don't want to hit ball first. This is not a chip shot where I'm like, okay, my eyes are ahead of the ball, now I'm just going to hit the ball before anything. So my eyes are now positioned strategically right behind the golf ball. My armpit is there, my eyes are here. It's enough of a space that I can sort of just drop that into that location just behind the golf ball. The face has to be a little bit more open, and we want to keep the face open in the follow through. So we're not releasing, turning over, we're not palming over with the right hand. What we're doing is we're keeping that face and the right hand kind of underneath the grip. Okay, so as I go through, I get to hit down into the sand, but I keep that open, and that gives me my height. The more I hit down, the more it goes up. Okay. So I want a little bit more wrist hinge, so a little bit more of me kind of like throwing this club head over my shoulder versus me swinging my arms off of my body and back and forth. And then that way I can kind of get down to the golf ball, and then I can control it a little bit easier.
Yep.
Right? From this distance, I don't need a big swing. I just need to be able to kind of get that into the sand. So down gives me the up, the soft sort of landing. And now it's almost a different problem that we're going to have is the ball's going to come out short and soft rather than like, oh, it always goes far and now I have to figure out a way to slow it down.
Yeah.
So I want you to see if you can get a couple shots out of here that come out just onto the surface of the green and let it kind of roll down to the flag. So a little bit more hinge. Yeah, this is a good position there.
And then kind of.
Yeah, or not even this as much.
Yeah.
A little bit more like into the sand. Right? We're just holding that face. Right. There you go. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
So weight stays forward and you just send it down into the sand. Good. Right. And just a soft swing. This is a little swing. We're only going 10 yards. Not bad. Yeah, pretty good. Simple little shot there. These are a lot better.
They're not coming out as
high. Right.
Or as hot. But
okay, add more loft. Good, and then keep that loft on there. You might need more speed that we have more loft now. But keep that loft open. Higher, softer? Slightly?
Yeah, a little.
Okay. More open.
More open.
Right, so really, really open it. Great.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah, so we need a little bit more speed, but keep it open. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's really great.
You know, I think one of my biggest fears in the bunker is I think because before when I had to do all the big swings, my biggest fear is like, what if I hit the ball first? And then
right. But I would say, so let's just say this. Most sand that you run into, and this is just a generalization, but it's a nice way for us to just assume the power that I need to make to get through the sand. Let's just assume that the sand is going to affect you 20%.
Yeah.
That's it. So if we have to go, this flag is 17 yards away from us and we want to carry it 12 yards.
Yeah.
We actually have to carry it 14 yards. That's the distance. Just two and a half more yards of distance. That's all that's going to be affected. Most people get in here and swing like they're going to hit 100 yards and then try to take a lot of sand to slow it down. So they just increase the friction or the resistance. But it doesn't have to be that hard. We just need to move it a little slower. It's going to come out. You're going to land it where you want it. But you just got to figure out how to control the soft, short ones. Because unfortunately, that shot is going to get you across the green. And I'm going to jump in here just so you can see it. A little bit of like osmosis. And I won't put it on the uphill. I'll put it on this one here. And we're going to try to get this thing to go up a little bit higher. So I'm sitting low. I'm going to get vertical. I'm going to try to really keep the loft on the club and set it into the sand. So a little higher, a little softer.
And is it because you're also swinging more down than me?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to take this handle and I'm gonna drop it like crazy. The lower that I drop it, the higher the ball is gonna come out.
Okay.
The more I put my handle up like this,
Mm-hmm.
these are chip shots, punch shots, pitch outs that I would stand above it and hit low. This is high. So if I drop the handle like crazy,
Yep.
keep the face open, keep my handle low as I come through, then I should get a really high shot if I hit my spot in the sand. Okay, keep my handle low. There we go. So that gets me that splat and release. Really what that's doing is that's keeping the club head outside of my hand path and adding some lift. So I want you to try to really drop the handle, open the face, and see if you can get a few of these ones to kind of climb up a little bit.
And how far behind are you thinking about hitting the ball?
2 inches is sort of like a good number.
Okay.
To call it like in really heavy wet sand, in really heavy sand or a lot of sand like we have when it's kind of dry over there, you probably want to hit a little closer to the golf ball.
Yeah.
Kind of take less material. In like really dusty, dried out bunkers, you got to move a little bit deeper. You got to try to stay through that stuff. So this stuff here, we just want to take 2 inches.
So even like low like this?
Yeah.
Or even...
Yeah, that's great. Good. Good. Keep those hands really low, like drop them. Good. Okay. Straight up with the club head. Bam. Yeah, pretty good.
It would go higher with just more speed?
Sure.
Or...
Yeah, a little bit more speed. If you can stand in front of me here, I want you to watch my arm exits. Maybe that gives you a clue too.
Sure.
Okay, so call it standard shot. Okay, like hip height.
Yep.
Okay, and go to the next one. Notice where that club head is? Hand height and club head.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of exit a little bit more up. Maybe third option. Just need a little bit more sand underneath. What I'm trying to demonstrate is your exit height is has a real indication on height as well. If I swing up as I go through, I'm probably also lifting a little bit.
Yeah.
So that if I just finish here, like on most of your shots when you finish, if I just go from here to here as I go through, I'm probably driving it forward a little bit more.
Yeah.
If I can get this club head to climb up a little bit more in the follow through, then I'm probably getting the ball to elevate a bit more.
Okay.
Okay. So once you get that contact down, which it looks like it's pretty good right now, then now you want to start to play around with trajectory. And you probably need more of like high, soft landing shots because you're close to the green in these bunkers than you do like a long, low running one, I would imagine. All right, so let that club head climb up. It's pretty good, Graham. It's really good. Let me see from here. Okay, so you can just get the club steeper. It's kind of on plane here for you.
Yeah.
You just need it steeper in the backswing. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. So club head, not hands. You're trying to get the club head to stand up quicker in your backswing.
Some more
Yep,
wrist hinge?
That's right.
Okay, I want to feel more like away from a little bit.
And not on, that's right. Right, club head going like up over your head. There you go, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay, open up that face and take it super vertical, great. Yeah, up. Nice, great, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That one I felt like I more kind of cut across it a little bit and more down.
Perfect.
Right.
We want more of that feel. Think like when you cut across, you're deflecting, the ball comes out slower. That sounds like a really good place in the sand that we want to use that. So yeah, definitely that feeling of like sliding across it is an okay sensation for this shot. That's good. Really good. Take that thing vertical. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the next part is aim, right?
Sure. But like to your point, you maybe were a little bit reluctant or nervous with these shots because the expected outcome included like a mistake or
Yeah.
like I might thin it, I might chunk it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not, you're like, oh, I always hit great bunker shots. Now I just want to figure out what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
You're kind of in the first phase of that is like, can I do this?
Yeah.
And your answer to yourself was no.
Yeah.
So you crawl into the bunker and you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Or you're going to trick yourself into thinking like, yeah, maybe I can if I can't, but you're not walking in with confidence.
Yeah.
And then your nervous system just starts to explode. And you're like, okay, now I'm nervous. Now I'm excited. Now can't even think about how I'm moving or anything. It all just blurs past you and you just want it to be over.
Yeah.
Whereas this should be a chance for you to really display a skill set, being like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I wanted to hit a bunker shot today. I want to hit it with spin. I want to kind of throw a little bit of stuff on it. Let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, so really vertical with that head. Oh, it's such a good sound. Such a good sound.
That thud is
Yeah.
good.
But that thud is this. It's not this. I can't make
Yeah.
a thud going this way.
Yeah.
I can only make it going this way. So
Yeah.
there's so much more of that in a bunker shot
Mhm.
and these short shots of I've lifted the head off of the ground, and now that it's off of the ground, it wants to go back down. That seems like a thud to me.
Yeah.
If I'm close to the surface and I'm just going around, the thud is fake.
Yeah.
It's like a sweepy thud.
Yeah.
So we want, this idea is like, can you do that? Well, that's kind of a bunker shot. More
Yeah.
than it's like rotating.
Yeah. Okay, and this one I propped it up. There's a bit more sand here.
Sure.
So when there's more fluffy sand,
Yeah.
is it still kind of 2 inches before? It just you need to now swing faster, or is it?
Yeah, it's like one of those things like in the winter, people will fluff up their golf balls in the rough
Yeah.
because they think it's so good.
Yeah.
And then they go down and they like touch the ground and the ball hits high on the face. And they're like, whoa, that didn't come up very nice. So it's like, can there be too good a lie? Sure, but you just have to evaluate it. If I'm in soft, powdery sand,
Yeah.
like this stuff, sorry, I'll just go over here for a second.
Sure.
And you walk in and your ball looks like it's on a mountain of sand,
Yeah.
then you can't go in there and just like thump down on that thing. You
Yeah.
have to kind of go, okay, well, I got to remove a layer of material underneath this golf ball, but it can't be like usual where I just go digging at this thing.
Yeah.
I've got to just slip that 2 inches, yes, behind the ball, but it's got to be leaner coming through here because there's so much sand underneath.
Yeah.
If I go and explode thump down, I'll just keep going down forever.
Yeah.
And then I won't get out of here. So part of that too gets to be like, okay, now I can be more precise because my technique is good. I'm going to start reading lies, trying to control spin, trying to pick spots on the green. Like if we want to make this shot, we're probably aiming a little bit right, landing it on the slope and then letting it kind of come down a little bit. So you start to get a bit more precise of like, hey, every time you hit this shot, if you want to make it, it has to land right of the pin. Can't land left. Right? You get the technique down and then you can do stuff like that.
If I'm though coming across and the feeling is I'm swiping
Yeah.
across, it kind of wants to steer it that way though.
It does.
How do I get it more straight?
It does. Okay, so remember, when I'm swinging across the golf ball, it's going to pull the ball slightly left.
Yeah.
But it's also spinning the ball to the right. Right? As I go this way on the golf ball, it spins it so the ball's going to the right.
Yeah.
So we're getting kind of a ball that shoots off the face to the right. The face is open. I'm going across, so the ball's going to shoot off the face to the right. And it's also probably going to have some spin that sort of takes it a bit left to right. Left to right and backwards is going to give us all that spin. So you're going to anticipate a ball that probably when you are set up, you're going to pull it left of your line more often than not.
Yeah.
So you've got to account for that a little bit. You will see a lot of players. Can I just show you something really quickly?
Yep.
I can cut across this golf ball from a square setup or a closed setup. Scheffler hits closed stance bunker shots. So Scheffler hits bunker shots where his right foot is behind his left, his hips behind, and what he does is he takes it up and then throws it back into his body. But he's aiming right. So his feet are offsetting basically his cut swing. So he can just aim at it. So I'm like lined up my club face square to the target, but now I can swing back into myself, and then it kind of throws off my count, or sort of counters the action.
Yep.
So that I'm always starting the ball right. Because what you'll find is when you stand open left,
Yep.
swing left, there's a lot of shots that go left.
Yep.
And you're like, that's a great shot, but I want it over here.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that has a little bit to do with just the framing of where you go.
Okay.
So you will see a lot of really good players now. Rory does this a lot. Most of the guys on the Ryder Cup team, actually, Sam Burns, I saw him do this. They're just square to their target.
Yep.
And their face is a little bit open, and then they can swing across. And if they do that, they have way better control of where that golf ball is going.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We're going to do this anyways. We might not need all of it, especially if you're getting that left miss. So try to square up your stance a little bit.
Since I'm standing more square now, does that mean the face has to be more open to account? Or?
Try it and see.
Okay.
Try it and see what comes out of this now, knowing that you're going to get this club still vertical and down and across. See what kind of golf shot comes out of here, and then maybe you can answer that question yourself.
Okay.
What do you think?
I didn't really do anything different, but it went straighter.
Right, right. So this is just set up, right? Like, can I aim like this and hit a ball that way? For sure.
Yeah.
But I've got to pay really close attention because my shoulders really want to pull the club this way. And if they pull the club that way, it's kind of inevitable that my face wants to kind of go that way too. So if you just set yourself up, especially if you know now, like, this is kind of what I was hinting at when we first got in the sand. It's like, let's hit enough shots that your patterns start to just like unravel themselves. I'm hitting it to the left. Let's not aim left.
Okay.
Good. You can get some spin on that thing.
Since I guess though, I'm not, I guess, so open, it's the deflection won't be as much, right? So that means I don't need to actually swing as hard.
Fair, right? Yeah.
Because I felt like as far as my swing, it was the same, but that one,
Ball's going further.
but I felt like the contact was
Good.
pretty decent. It
It
wasn't
was
like,
closer to the ball
okay,
because you spun it like crazy. The further you
Okay.
hit behind it, the less spin there's going to be on the golf ball. That's just material getting between you and the grooves, or the ball and the grooves.
okay,
But you hit closer to the ball there,
Yeah.
less material between, less interference, less resistance, more distance, but also more spin because we're clean on the ball.
Mhm.
When you hit a wedge from the fairway, it spins at 10,000 RPM.
Yeah.
You hit a wedge out of the rough, it spins at 6,000 RPM. So it's like you just had less spin on that ball,
Okay.
but got more distance.
Mhm.
So we get more sand, it goes shorter,
okay,
right? You want more spin, and you want like that pro level short spinner. You got to hit a little closer to the ball and not move very fast. It's kind of a tough combo for sure. So that is how close do we want to live to the golf ball? Because that's the possibility with all that speed.
yeah, I tried to do close.
Right. Right. And if you want it, can I jump in again?
Yeah.
If you wanted the spinner, it has to be down and finish. You can't really flick it through. So if I want spin on this golf ball and I want to hit closer to the ball, I'm going to hit down and I'm going to kind of stop it in the sand a bit more. That's going to throw the grooves into the golf ball to spin. So I get closer to it, and then I can get that spin on the golf ball. I can kind of throw that spin in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not much. It's not a follow through that sweeps it out of here. It's more like, okay, from where it is there, I throw down a little bit closer to the golf ball, and it pops up, and it should have some spin on it. I just don't like hitting that close to the ball, obviously. We should see if we can get a little bit of a click here. Almost. But these ones are going to start to like grab a little bit more because we're just getting closer and closer to the golf ball.
Yeah.
Oh. Right, so that's the sound of me hitting the ball first.
Yeah.
And short distance.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, how often would I ever do that shot? Very rarely, for the potential outcome of like thin shots. But closer and abruptly stopping in the ground is what's going to give me like the fast spin on the ball.
Okay.
Remember, you still have to cut across it. Your path went a little bit out to the right. We gotta chop down on this thing. Yeah. 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 Good. Good. Really good. So with that one, you're just sending those grooves just a little faster in underneath the golf ball, just kind of throwing the ball off of the face a little bit more. This looks great. The setup change to get you with that ball under your armpit has been great because that's kind of where you're bottoming out.
This feeling of keeping the club more vertical has definitely been a game changer.
Yeah, good. Yeah, even got some grab on it. Like, most of these golf balls are yours that are on this green, right?
Yeah.
I've hit a couple of them, but most of those golf balls are yours, and they're on the green, and they're within about 15 feet.
Yeah.
So like, just taking in what you've done, you hit one shot that I can remember that went here, and you hit one over the green.
Yeah.
But you're playing around with the technique a little bit.
Yeah.
When you got comfortable with the technique, you were able to repeat this on a pretty like admirable rate. The ball's coming out, it's on the green, you're starting to get control, you're chipping away at like where you want this to go, you're now trying to add some spin to it. So you're just upping your skill level, that it should get to a point where when you get in the bunker, you should be trying to do more with the ball, not less. Not like walk in and go, I just want it to get out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's enough. It doesn't make your focus sharp enough. It gives you this feeling like, I just want to be out of here.
Yeah.
You want to walk in there and go, okay, all right, this is a challenge, but this is why I play golf, this is the challenge that I'm accepting. What do I want to do here? Okay, I got a downslope. I want to spin this, I want to control it. How do I do that? Okay, I'm going to stand over here and rehearse. I can make practice swings out of the bunker. I can go and hit that shot 10 times if I really wanted to and just rehearse it over and over again, or just rehearse that motion. But like, go through it all till you really have decided on what you want to do with the ball, to the point of picturing it coming out with spin, and then hit it. But if you just stand there and go, okay, I'll try.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. It can't be good enough. It's got to be that moment where you're like, okay, I have a plan. And that only comes, like we were talking walking over here, that only comes if you repeat something successfully enough to get confidence with it. If you're 1 out of 2 shots or 3 shots is a disaster, then it's not like, hey, you need to go in there and have think a better plan. You need to work on your technique more than anything else. There's nothing wrong with the technique now, and now we've started to add these like little nuances that change the characteristics of the golf ball.
I'm just wondering, if you're trying to hit a bit of a longer bunker shot, would you want to take it back a little more, or do you want to think about same distance but more speed, or would you think about going down a club?
So I start to go to like all these things that we've done to like open the face, take the club vertical and hit down on it, are things to create a deficiency in energy return, to like slow the ball down.
Yep.
So if I want the ball to go a bit further, I'll start to remove some of those characteristics. I'll square the face as like my first option.
Okay.
My second option would be to like bring the ball back a little bit in my stance. My third option would be, rather than throwing that spin into it, I'm going to finish a longer, more releasing shot. So like I've got characteristics that I can kind of alleviate that are going to give me the distance that I don't have to change a club or change anything too dramatically. The first thing that I would do is, let's just see what happens if you have less loft and you add a little bit of swing speed. If you're trying to go to that back pin, probably not carrying it back there, but we're carrying it now almost the distance of this first flag, or pretty close, and then letting it release.
Yeah.
So if you're going to that flag, let's see if you can do it with
just a bit more
square.
square.
Just a bit less loft. Oh, you're too good at this one now. Oh, look at that. Nice. And that right there might sum up golf as like its entirety. Is that ball went in, that's an incredible shot.
Yeah.
But it was fully assisted by whatever the heck that
Yeah.
was on the green there.
Little.
Right, but that like, if that thing was on your line and it kicked you offline, you'd be cursing that thing out like crazy. But that's just that. That's how silly this game is.
Yeah.
Is you did everything right. You hit a really good shot to this pin. I know you weren't going to that
I wasn't trying that one,
but that's just how ridiculous this game is. Good. So alleviate some of that face. Yeah, good. Right, and a little less vertical. Right. Pretty great.
That wasn't the trajectory I had
No,
in my mind.
not
but
quite, right? You kind of hit a little bit of sand before it. So it didn't quite come out the way that you wanted. Is that a little bit more like it?
A little bit more what
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
kind of envisioning.
Right.
Now it's kind of like now that the shots are coming out a bit more like softer and everything like that, it's kind of now I'm just kind of recalibrating.
Well, and that's it. Is what we were saying earlier too. Is like, where do you go to practice your bunker shots before you go and play golf somewhere? And probably nowhere ever.
No.
So the only practice you have is in a bunker once in a while with like X results.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to get into the sand and just hit some bunker shots. Not that I'm encouraging this, but we have lots of beaches around here. Sevi Ballesteros grew up with a 7-iron on a beach and figuring out how to like get the ball up and down. So I'm sure there's an avenue somewhere. Yeah, like it was a little bit behind. It's gonna go in. It was a little bit behind, shot. It was a little bit behind the golf ball, but like, are you taking it back? Probably not.
Because it went lower than I thought, but then it rolled out a bit more. Is that
okay? So I want to show you a shot again. Players on the PGA Tour, as good as they are, if there's water on the other side of the green and it's down slope, like everything's running away from me, and there's water on the other side, those players are not gonna like try to just be precise and hope that it doesn't go long. They'll just chunk it.
Yeah.
They'll hit 4 inches behind the ball, and the ball will just roll. And it's safe. So I just hit way behind it and move a little bit more sand, and the ball's gonna run because it's got no spin on it. That is a professional chunk and run. Mm-hmm. Anytime you see like wrong side, down slope, water on the other side or something over there, the ball will like barely come out of the bunker and run forever. There won't be like a high lofted one spinning like crazy, not unless it was a mistake.
Uh-huh.
They're just gonna like, oh, okay, I understand this. So if I hit closer to the ball and throw more spin into it, okay, that ball can grab and spin.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, well, if I take more sand, then if I just go, okay, I'm gonna hit like 4 inches behind this thing, then that ball's gonna come out with no spin and release almost the whole way. So 2 like totally different shots with good outcomes. Mm-hmm. But my plan was set. It wasn't like I was planning to spin it and then I chunked it.
Yeah.
Or I was planning to chunk it and then spun it. My plan is set already. If I want this ball to release, I think that's a great shot to release it. We just line it up square. I'm not swinging nearly as much up and down or slicing across it. I'm just dropping it on the back of the golf ball. That's awesome. Yeah. That's an awesome shot. Tap in eagle. It's a big drive.
This definitely feels a lot more repeatable,
Yeah,
like
good.
less moving parts kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just feels like I'm just literally dropping it
Boy, what else do we need to do, right?
on the back, right?
We're removing all these other speed components. I don't need torque. We don't need weight shift. We don't need it. Like, we just need to get the club on the ball and create a little bit of spin.
That was kind of the flight I was trying to get the.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's really good.
So, just so I can recap on how
Yeah, do
that
it.
one actually went high, how was that just because I was more vertical and I was more down?
Right, right. So you send, it's like a basketball, right? Like if I take a basketball and I go like this and I bounce it straight down, its energy just returns and bounces straight up.
Yeah.
If I take that basketball and I go like that and I bounce it there, it bounces there and it goes that way. It goes lower, all my energy is going like that. So if I take more of this energy with a face like this and go this way underneath the golf ball, it
Yeah.
bounces the ball that way.
Yeah.
I go this way with it, it bounces the ball that way.
Uh-huh.
Right? So if I send more energy down, bang, then it reacts and goes up. The more energy I send through, the more it sends it in that direction. So that, right? The height and the spin's coming from the face working on the golf ball. The height is coming from that up and down V-shaped delivery versus a U kind of sweeping action coming through.
So the spin will be closer to the ball, but the height comes from the
Steepness of club head delivery, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and a little bit of the loft too, right? We have dynamic loft working for us that once I hit the golf ball, we have spin and the loft of the club at that moment that kind of gives us a lot of that height too. Obviously, if I just hit down with a 5-iron in here, it's not going out high. So we need the loft, that's part of it as well. But a big component is your ability to like send it down to get it to come up.
Let's try and hit the short one now.
Okay. Yeah.
See if I still have the. So just a bit more open face and then more
Right.
hinge.
I mean, line was great. You've worn yourself into a little hole here where there isn't a lot of sand in that space. So we're just going to return some sand here, I think.
If I am playing and it's kind of like bare,
Yeah.
how do I think about approaching that shot? Then how is it, I guess, the setup change, if anything, where I'm thinking about interacting with the ball?
Yeah. When you have less sand or dry sand, firm sand, wet sand, where you're getting less material, you basically call it kind of like wind and water resistance. So the more there is, the more you press into it, the more it resists. So the more you take on, the more you get to move through. So when you have lots of sand, then you're going to resist a lot if you're making these big heaping digs at it. If you're making little swipes through the sand, you're not resisting as much, nothing changes. More sand is better, you have options.
Yeah.
When you have no sand, when it's caked out, or you're at a muni golf course, they haven't changed their sand in 100 years and it's just silt and it's mud and no one's raked it and there's nothing there, just assume that you don't have a lot that's going to resist the club. Nothing's going to slow it down. You can go down and try to hit something, but it's just going to like scrape off a cart path.
Yeah.
So you need less speed.
Okay.
You need to be able to get a little closer to the golf ball so your club doesn't bounce off of it and into the ball. So those shots are a little bit more like playing it off of like pine straw or hard pan. If you get like a really flat, hard surface, we're going to try to get grooves closer to the golf ball to try to get the thing spinning, but hitting down into it to get that ball to run up the face. Especially in hard sand, there's no lift. The moment I take that leading edge and jam it up into the ball, it's like, that's your thin one.
How do you get the grooves kind of into it without kind of too much shaft lean?
Yeah, so you have to kind of like, you have to open the face and kind of tilt it down. So let's see if we can actually create like some hard, well, there's hard pan right here. Actually, we'll do one right here. So you can see.
Would then I also think about picking a wedge of a lower bounce if I'm in that situation?
Maybe,
or?
yeah, if you don't have that option, but yes, maybe, for sure. This is 6 degrees of bounce, this one. But to do that, so this ball's sitting there, I don't have a lot of sand underneath me. I want to open the face, but I want to push the handle forward. So I keep the loft on the face, and this one I might have to open up a little bit. But the big thing is I want to keep that bounce out of this. I don't want that cap to hit the sand because there's nothing there. It's going to bounce off of it and reject it. So I'm trying to keep this lean on there and slide that underneath. So it might even appear that I'm leaning a bit more on this one to get that club head to go down underneath that golf ball, to get it to spin underneath there. There's just not a lot of sand that's going to get removed from that thing.
Yeah.
This actually isn't as hard. It's still pretty soft down here.
Yep.
There's just less sand. It's not really bouncing from there. Yeah, it's actually just removing out of that sand. But it's okay. It works effectively. It's just we don't have to swing as hard. That's the big one is you can't carry the same amount of tension and effort on a short bunker shot from lots of sand or no sand. It has to kind of match up.
So open, but handle slightly forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm thinking about coming through it,
Mm-hmm.
is there certain, like, I guess, I don't want to dig into, or I don't want the bounce to come up, right?
No, so you've got to make sure that that leading edge really stays underneath the golf ball.
So I'm thinking about hitting more on the toe also?
Probably, yeah, you're going to glance it a little bit, but you're thinking about it hitting down into it a bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty good. You just see like how much further it's going to go when there's not a lot of sand behind the golf ball.
Yeah, that one, my swing was just my old swing, so I have to either slow down the tempo or...
Yep. But we also have to get out of here, right? Like you're not trying to like just barely get it out. You're trying to hit your shot up onto the surface. Pretty good. That sounds really nice. Okay, you can get out of that rut. Rut's no good. Looks really good. That ball was even sitting down a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a lot more cleaner now.
Mm-hmm.
That one I just hit too close to the
Yeah, too close to the ball.
Yeah.
You haven't made many mistakes. Like since we've, gone through all these golf balls, there hasn't been a lot of them you'd be like, wow, that's a horror show, that one. Like, they're all pretty good. Nice.
I think it's now just since I can, because before if I'm this way and I'm swinging.
Yeah, it's just really hard. It's
but
really, really hard.
If you're like this, you can still take a bigger swing.
Right. And it's not going to go nearly as far. And you're also like on top of the golf ball there. Yeah. So I've kind of always said to people early in the backswing, we want to feel like our thumbs are up and pointing away from us. If you feel like you get to the top of your backswing in the bunkers and your thumbs are kind of like belt high or behind you, you're going to have a tough time not just rounding this off and taking too much sand or picking the ball clean. So you watch the best players ever operate out of the bunker and it just becomes very, very steep with the club head.
Also, my wrists are a lot more weak too, right?
For sure. We don't need that power. We don't want closed face draw tendencies. We want to just let this thing drop on the golf ball.
Is that I just...
I don't know. You hit so far behind it. It's hard to say if you just lost it somewhere in your focus. You're thinking about something else, but you didn't land that one close to where you had intended. It just hit way too far behind the ball.
Okay. I think I was just focusing on contact, but then the aim kind of.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
So gotta still think about more.
You gotta range yourself first to kind of like, this is where I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah.
That's the spot. Then you now assume the speed that you need to get it to that distance. That thump.
Not the shot I envisioned, but I guess on a miss hit, that's still
okay.
Still better than what we started with.
Yeah, and that's now the tricky thing is where are we gonna get you to go practice this stuff out of the bunker? It has to be one of those things that if you're playing golf and you're out late or early, that you can kind of just drop a couple balls in the sand, hit a couple shots quickly, don't tell anyone, move on, just so you can get a few licks in.
Yeah, is there any even practical way to practice kind of bunker shots without a bunker?
Yeah, it's funny, we didn't have a bunker when I was growing up to practice, so we had like a thicker piece of shag carpet on top of another piece of carpet, and when you hit it, the carpet would kind of shift around a little bit. It was just kind of loose. It kind of simulated a little bit of that sensation or feeling.
Yeah.
There's a few good there's a really good practice area in Langley called Backyard Golf Group, and they made a whole simulated short game area in the middle of this like par 3 in Langley, and it's all like they have bunkers, and the bunkers are simulated thicker grass, and when you hit out of it, it actually responds a little like a bunker.
Okay.
There probably is nothing to replicate sand in a bunker next to a green because it's so unique.
Yeah.
But I rack my brain to think like, where is there a place that isn't a private club that has access to a bunker that you can hit bunker shots greenside?
Yeah.
Hazelmere is one of them. I know beside their range, they've got a little bunker there, but it's like right beside the 10th tee, and you can like kill people over there. I know. There's just not a lot. I don't think a lot of people are like, okay, well, people are going to play here, but if we don't put a bunker out here for practice, they're never going to play here. I don't think they think like that. They're like, who cares about a bunker?
Yeah.
But it's so important when you think like every golf course you play definitely has sand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? Not all have water, but they definitely have bunkers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things that should be more available.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a thing. That's a push. More bunkers in Vancouver. More golf courses in Vancouver would be nice.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hit them from there. Those spots over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Should give you a couple of little longer ones here. One there. One there. It's also getting a little dark out here. This is where if I was competing in a tournament coming down the stretch, I'd start to think about saying, no, I can't see. Let's do this tomorrow.
This one's an interesting one because it's more of a...
Yeah, a little bit downslope, right?
Downslope.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so it might come out a little bit lower. That's the only thing.
Okay.
So it means you need to make it go a little bit higher.
So open it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yep. That's that shot going left is this.
Okay.
Pulling those hands really far across instead of this. Just keeping your width a little bit in your follow through. Not letting it collapse so hard into it.
Somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Or
that's right.
Still feel like the club is kind of more out instead of like
that's right, rather than like really pulling your hands across. Because you're just like pulling the golf ball left of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, last one. Let's hit it right of your pin.
Okay.
The one that you're going for. So make sure this thing lands a little high and right of your pin location. Okay. Direction was good. Went a little far.
Yeah.
I'd say for the most part, that's a lot of really good bunker shots, and maybe a good technique for you to kind of latch into.
I think near the end, that's when I started to like
Yeah,
overthink things a little bit
Sure.
in my head.
Sure.
And I think that's kind of a problem I have.
And so we all have that. Is like it wasn't your recipe that we came up with today. It was mine. So I just told you a bunch of things that you need to like. These are the things you need to do, and when you do them, they're great.
Yeah.
But you were doing it differently. So now we have this replacement kind of therapy that has to exist. Like, okay, these things that I just do naturally that are reflexive of my club moving, I have to encourage them to do other things. Otherwise, the outcome is going to be the same as it was before.
Yeah.
So then you get these moments where you're like, okay, what am I doing? I got to do this, this, and this. Oh, I missed a part. You just get fatigued. We hit a lot of golf balls. You get tired. It's the end of the day. You get the last few where you're like, start thinking about the wrong things. Your brain goes down the wrong track. And those are moments when you want to almost just step back and be reflective and kind of go like, okay, what was working really well was this and this and this, getting vertical, making a bunch of practice swings, interacting with the sand, then get back in there and hit a couple golf balls. But like they say you learn about 20% faster if you visualize and execute. So if you're doing something, you learn pretty quickly. If you visualize before you do it, you're gonna learn at a much faster rate and you're gonna pick up that skill a little bit quicker. So if it's just bang, 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 not that it was, but if it's just that, you can learn pretty quick. But if you think about like what you're gonna do, where you're gonna hit it, what's gonna happen first, then hit your shot, you will pick these things up a lot quicker and you gain ownership of them a lot faster.
Yeah.
This was good.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
Sweet. So that'll conclude this lesson. Hopefully you found it insightful, and hopefully now you can realize that bunker shots are a lot easier and they're something that you don't need to be scared of. Anyways, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.